Oh, please bring me back my clothes. Like she's like on the floor, like no.
Welcome back to Under the Mountain, an ACOTAR podcast. My name's Lauren.
And I'm Frank.
And today we are going to be discussing Chapter 6 of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas.
Yes, we are.
I think everybody knows who we are.
Let's roll it back for those who don't know or can't see.
Well,
to my left is the beautiful, ethereal, autumnal, high fae Lucien.
and to my right is the big dog on campus.
Ow!
The big beast of the manor. Mr. Tamlin. Does he have a last name? We
I don't know.
Of
Actually,
the Spring Court.
Spring has sprung, bitches.
Frank put a scar on my face.
Canonical detail, okay?
I don't know if it's giving what it should be, but
It looks sick.
it kind of looks like I'm crying blood. It's not what it is.
I'm sure he did when whatever happened.
That's probably true,
So-
yeah. Here we are as Lucien and Tamlin, our two really major characters. For the rest of the book, we're here, we're queer? We're not really queer.
We're queer-coded for
A little,
now.
a little bit.
I would expect lots of queer based on what we got.
Yeah, you'd think, but no, not really. What'd you think about Chapter 6? We're kind of we did a very quick setup right into like
Fairy realms.
Yeah, the ordeal of it all.
We dove in and now we're here and
Did you like it more now that we're here?
I think I'm happy that we're here.
Okay.
I want to see more.
Yeah.
I need more, like I'm like you're evoking something so powerful, right? Like these fairy courts and this high fae, and we're talking about like 500 years of revolution, and right now I got a nice house and dinner ripped right out of Beauty and the Beast. Descriptions are killing me.
They're not great.
No, Sarah, I need more.
Well, I don't think you'll be getting much more.
Okay, so I got to brace then.
Make it up in your own mind.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what
Fill
I'm
it
doing.
in.
I got plenty of details.
Sarah said, I'm not on the payroll like that. You got to do some work. We left off. Feyre had been taken from her horrible home.
Could you call it that? Was it really that horrible?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that point. Keep going.
I think you could.
Would you say that it was obviously a terrible
She went out of her
situation
Feyre's
of poverty?
It wasn't even a situation where you were like, oh, look, Feyre doesn't realize that it's bad, but the reader knows that this isn't a way to live. No, Feyre complained constantly, so you were like, no, she's very aware that this sucks, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so Feyre was taken by the beast. She said, what's your name? What sort of fairy are you? He said, go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Pop.
She went to sleep. She woke up and she was
2 days.
She was
out.
riding into the manor here, walking into this estate, sprawled across a rolling green land. She'd never seen anything like it. Even her former manor couldn't compare.
And I would assume that, right?
Yeah, but no, she's convinced for God knows what reason. I shouldn't say God, she has none. For Faye knows what reason.
Wow.
That
all right, sister.
they were not going to have nice houses, despite everything that you know about their history suggesting otherwise.
Well, yeah.
Right.
So, we're supposed to believe this hook, line, and sinker that, she's flabbergasted by things, I guess, not just being immediately hell.
Yeah.
It wasn't really set up that way. It's like all the details we're leading to believe, probably nice. This is going to be a constant thing where I'm like, is Feyre just a dummy?
I don't think you're supposed to really... I think maybe you're supposed to think she's, a little naive, but I don't think you're supposed to think she's, an absolute buffoon, and I think that she is.
Oh, that's what I was gathering, yeah. She's like a clown. She's like a human clown here to,
No, I don't think you're supposed to think that, to that level.
Okay, so it's not just, absolute idiot, the most...
No. I think you're supposed to
racism-pilled little girl possible, strolling in here.
So, to an extent, but, I think we're supposed to relate to her. I think we are supposed to like her.
Yeah.
And be like, oh.
I'm not, or I'm struggling to, and I don't. So,
yeah.
We'll see.
This giant house is veiled in roses and ivory. Patios and balconies and staircases sprouting from its alabaster sides. My brain is just picturing like
an MC Escher?
Yes!
Yeah, no, me too.
I was like,
what do you mean staircases are sprouting from the side? Going where? Nowhere? Or are they looping upside down and Feyre just walking like this?
I was like...
Because, like, cool image, if that's the case.
I'm picturing tons of balconies, tons of staircases coming off this thing. I was like, this sounds kind of crazy.
This is like my house in The Sims with unlimited budget, where I'm just like, fucking stairs every 6 feet. Just puts more staircases.
Yeah, it's that. And then on top of it, later when we get the descriptor of the floors, I was like, this place is crazy.
Is it nice? It's kind of like dizzying. I don't even know if that's like...
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
So the house and the nice green lawn is surrounded by woods on all sides, and Feyre's like, oh, I couldn't even paint this to do it justice. Okay.
This girl struggled to paint a daffodil, and she's like, oh, art wouldn't work on this. And I'm like, maybe you just not even practiced at art yet.
Well, I don't think she is, because she's poor.
But yeah, but like,
that's part of it. She's like, has an innate talent, would like to be really good at it, but like she
didn't even have white paint.
She didn't even have paint till Elaine got it.
You know
what
I'm saying?
Her.
She had primary colors, and then she's walking in here being like, art can't capture this. And it's like, how do you know? How do you know what art can do?
I think she's saying her art can.
Well, her art definitely can.
So she mentions, like, she might have not been afraid and she might have just been awestruck, but everything's kind of, like, creepily quiet and there's no one around.
She did say there's so much sunlight and movement and texture, but then she says the whole place is empty and silent.
Well, I think she means of people as opposed to
I get
the
that.
nature.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of nature and nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know that would that scare you? Given what she thought she was walking into,
that's what I'm saying.
Just being like, oh, it's a quiet garden. I can't imagine is the thing that like is really
she's thinking like pixies are plucking out eyeballs every 5 feet, and instead it's like the arboretum, and she's like, what's going on? This is so scary.
You'd be scared just because you just got abducted and you're in the place that everyone told you was bad. But I think you'd feel a little bit of a sense of like, oh, which she does later. But for whatever reason, she's not feeling that now.
She's really resistant to relaxing here, which I can get.
She wonders what wretched magic they have to control the weather and the seasons.
That felt like a weird opinion.
As if they own them. And that sounds like an opinion. God, I don't know. Like, we're being so nitpicky, but it's like the way you've described her hatred for them, you could have leaned in if you wanted it to feel like that, like you wanted to be like magic's unnatural. You shouldn't have control. Like they're almost like maybe like on the other side of the boundary, a little like pagan and like against the Fae for like fucking with the natural order.
Sure,
that would have given them more motivation for the hatred. That would have given it a better theming. Like I feel like she's kind of just reaching all over the place at any moment to be like, is there a bad thing you could think about this?
Let's think it.
Feyre's thinking it. I think that's what she wanted, because I think she just wanted it to be like, they just hate them for no real good reason. So look, they're just justifying it. Or I don't know. I just think I think it would have been stronger if we had picked like 2 or 3 really consistent themes around why they culturally hate them and just like went with that.
Yeah, instead it's this great mystery and misinformation
and mishmash of like logical trains of thought.
She's almost like jumping at any possible thing to latch onto.
So the beast walks in the house, the door's open for him. He just leaves her outside, off he goes.
No. Yeah, he does not just go off. How does he go off? Well, he's described as meandering ahead of her. Then he's prowling. And then he nimbly jumps the entire staircase in one bound.
He's in beast form.
So he's like going like, and then just...
Right, he's not a guy, though. He's an animal.
I understand. But he leaps the stairs, which I am assuming are a grand stair. Because there's many stairs branching off of this place. So this must be the big stair. And he just fucking, like, Wolverines up to the top.
He's a big magical beast, yeah.
Yeah, and he slips inside.
She realizes she doesn't have her knife anymore, and she gets, like, so freaked out. Because she's like, oh my god, I was unconscious, and that big beast's paws were all over me, touching me, and taking my weapons. Mm-hmm. And, you know, yeah, as you do in these stories, you know, we introduce some idea that you, the reader, you could be a little bit like, oh... But Feyre correctly is
Of
like, that's a
course.
freaky idea,
Yeah.
right? The horse brings her up to the steps of the house. She's obviously supposed to go in. She thinks about running away because the gates are open. She's trying to get the horse to go, but he won't respond. So she's like, fine, I'll do it on foot. And then she jumps off the horse, but she's like, oh, I'm so dizzy.
Almost like comically anime. Like you
Yeah.
hear the of her stomach.
Yeah, she's hungry. She's
She's
dizzy.
just too hungry.
And then she's like, I know, my plan is I gotta go inside and eat food, and then I'll have strength to run away, which, as we proceed...
Help me with that.
As we proceed,
Walk me through this plan, Feyre.
I don't know, because
okay, so you're hungry, and you think
Yeah.
the number one thing you need right now is food,
she's
right?
like, I'm going in the fairy house to eat the fairy food so I can run away.
Okay.
And right now, as the reader, you're like, that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Get
But-
some fairy food.
In 3 minutes, it will no longer make sense. I guess the only thing that we could say is like, oh my god, well, she was just so...
Her blood sugar was so low.
She forgot. Even though she's been learning about not eating fairy food since her cradle, she forgot. And then
Once again,
and then she
the cradle, the chants from childhood echoing through her mind.
And
Do
then-
not eat fairy food.
And then she
She was like,
remembered
"Fuck, this is fairy food.
right after that.
Well, she's screwed now, right? Because she's
She's
2 days
apparently
journey
can't-
from the nearest non-fairy
can't
food.
eat.
What's she gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know what the plan here
The
is.
plan is she's gonna eat the fairy food, obviously.
Right. She walks inside. The house, the floor, black and white checkered marble. That's a wild choice.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Are we talking about big checkers?
I'm picturing like Alice in
Big.
Wonderland
Yeah.
Goof Town in there.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's like Mickey and Minnie's like fun house inside
Wow.
there. Countless doors, a sweeping staircase, a
course.
long hall stretched to giant glass doors at the other end of the house. There's a second, even better garden out there.
No way.
Then she says, there was no sign of a dungeon, no shouts or pleas rising up from hidden chambers below. Okay, girl, this house sounds huge.
Yeah, like first off,
What do you mean? You walked in the front door
front
of
door-
this giant
they didn't put the
home.
dungeon right by the front door. It must not be one.
I don't see a dungeon. Well, yeah, what you just described is like,
Wouldn't the logic be like, I have to find the dungeon. I know there is one.
or like
It's not going to be by the foyer.
you can make it maybe even be like, ooh, it's like different and not giving me like, it would be weird for there to be a dungeon here, but maybe there is. I don't know. I think it is weird for her to step foot in this house. You could come into our little rinky-dink house in the suburbs, and I technically could have a dungeon that you're not aware of.
Technically.
Not saying that I do,
Technically.
but I could.
We could.
You can't come in my house and confirm that there's no dungeon in the basement, okay? And I definitely don't think you could walk in this this supernatural mansion.
Maybe it's upstairs. There's 10,000 staircases. You don't know.
If it's in
But
the attic,
Listen,
I
she
don't
doesn't
know.
hear screams, so there's no torture zones.
I don't know what conclusion that is.
This was giving Terry, though.
I know.
It really was. Like,
Literally, where it's just like, we want her to throw that thought out of her head because it's annoying for her to have to keep thinking about it. So like, let's just confirm now it's not happening. I thought the next detail was wild. She doesn't hear any signs of screaming, just the low growl from a nearby room so deep that it rattled the vases overflowing with fat clusters of hydrangea atop the scattered hall tables. So he's just in the next room, sitting in there alone,
growling. Because she's taking too long, I
growling
guess?
so loud, the house is shaking.
Well, he's the Lord, so I'm giving him some
Like,
lair
honestly,
action sort of powers.
Unfortunately, like, this is the stuff I kind of like.
Well, yeah, of course. This is the good shit.
Well, first of all, everybody clowns on the romance books.
Okay.
For saying, like, people are growling, people are
Yeah.
whatever, doing all that. So
She purred, he growled.
I like it.
They barked.
They can, whatever. They do a bad job with it. I won't say they don't. But like the idea of a big beast man in the other room growling so loud that the house is shaking does something for me.
Of course it does.
Not of course. There's some people who aren't going to get it.
Okay.
There are some
Yeah,
people
no, you're
who
right.
aren't
You're
going to
right.
get it, but it does something for me.
But
And I think that there's other girls out there that understand me.
I feel like it would work on me.
That's what, right?
I'm just like, oh, all right. Jeez.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, can you try and give us one? Growl
Blow
so
out the mic.
loud, the house is gonna shake. Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying.
That's pretty good.
We'll blow it up in post. Can you make like the camera like while I'm doing it?
I'll try. So, wooden doors next to her swing open, a command to follow. So yeah, here comes the dump. Feyre thinks in her head, I'd known the High Fae had once built themselves palaces and temples around the world. Did we not establish
They did not build them.
that the human slaves built them? Didn't we just say that?
We did. But maybe
Maybe
what we're implying is that they built them, meaning they employed slave labor to have them constructed.
Buildings that my mortal ancestors had destroyed after the war out of spite. So I'd never considered how they might live today. Well, why the actual fuck not? Why did you never
considered it?
All you people seem to think about are the fucking Fae. You not once considered, but then it doesn't even make sense because it's like, yes, she has. She's also said a million times she has considered that they live in a shitty way. That's what she thought. So you did consider it, and the conclusion you came to was that it sucked for some reason.
And not only that, but like these people live in your mind rent free. You're all wearing jewelry against them. You didn't think about them.
You've never thought about it.
We know you have. You've told us things about them you thought
and
about.
And if you didn't, it begs the question, well, why not?
Why not?
What part of you is sitting around starving day in and day out in this horrible little shithole, not thinking like just anything about the, like, why would you not have considered that?
And if you had in your head that the humans ransacked and destroyed all these beautiful buildings that they did or did not build.
Right. You didn't think they rebuilt them?
Why did you get so little land at the bottom of Prithian? Like, what?
You're so hung up on this.
Why did you... That's a shitty treaty. Imagine the U.S. won World War II and then just said, Germany, you get to keep France. You get to keep Russia. You get to keep... No! Go back to Germany, little hole.
We don't know who. We never said the humans won. We never said the Fae won. We never said anybody won. Nobody won.
But...
I think they just got the bigger land because they're the more powerful ones.
But apparently they're getting their asses kicked and their houses destroyed out of spite after the war. These are my questions.
I don't know.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, so she had not ever considered the wealth and elegance they might possess. Never contemplated that the fairies, these feral monsters, might own estates grander than any mortal dwelling. I don't know what to say other than, like, you're small-minded. You're stupid, and you lack imagination and inquisitiveness. I don't know.
That's all I'm gathering.
Right? Like,
yeah. Are we supposed to empathize with this girl?
I just don't even get what the benefit of making her this stupid and this...
I don't know.
Like, out of touch with possibility is.
Sometimes I feel like authors take these characters that they're trying to like draw in non-fantasy readers.
Okay.
So they make them like so dumb so that when the readers who don't really read fantasy think of these things before them, they feel smart.
Maybe.
That's like what I'm...
Interesting.
It's like they gave them like -5 intelligence and they're just like throw them into this world and have them react stupidly to everything.
I know.
So that when you're reading it, you're like, come on, girl.
But like, why? That does not make me like the book. I have the opposite reaction. Like, you have the children of the blessed running around basically saying they do have mansions, they do have these things.
I've never considered it. You had someone tell you it yesterday.
And like, yeah, it's like, okay, you didn't have to believe her, but that means you considered it and just consciously decided you didn't think it was true. So she goes into the room where the beast is growling, the door swings open, and there's a long dining table filled with food and wine. Yeah, she's like happy that it's normal food. She's like, oh, it's like chicken. That's great.
It's normal food.
And the beast...
I mean, it could have been weird shit.
It could have been, totally. Yeah, I kind of wish maybe it was a little. The beast sits at the head of the table. She's looking out over this grand spread at all the food that she couldn't eat. Oh. That's how we learn that the first rule we were taught as children. Is this not like, I feel like maybe we even said another thing was the first rule.
There's so many rules.
The first rule. So she just forgot this.
Yep.
Like literally
right
1 minute ago. Yep. The first rule we were taught as children, usually in songs or chants, stop saying that. Never drink their wine or eat their food unless you want to end up enslaved to them, mind and soul. I don't know that I believe that she would have forgotten that if it's the first thing you learned.
That feels so simple too.
I know.
It's like,
Then she would be like, I'm starving, I can't run away. And then she'd be like, oh, I gotta go eat first. Then be like, fuck.
I can't
eat. What do I do? Anyway, I have a question for you.
Okay, yeah. What's the question?
What do you think the song, the lullaby to the children sounded like?
Oh my god. If you find a fairy, don't eat its food or drink its wine. Little baby, don't eat its food or you will find, little baby, yourself enslaved to them forever in mind and soul. Little baby. Something like that, you know?
Wow!
That's pretty good, right? I don't know. That's just off the dome. I don't know.
And you would never forget that, really.
You would never. And in fact, like, do it with me. Little baby. I don't remember it.
I was gonna try and follow.
I would need to be able to lead, so that can't happen.
Oh, that food, it's not for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that food, no matter how hungry, no matter how starving.
Oh.
That food is poison to you.
That was like Trisha Paytas' version. Like, Trisha's remix.
So yes, if she eats it, she will wind up enslaved, mind and soul. So the beast, he sits down in his chair and poof, he turns into a hot man with long blonde hair.
Golden-haired man.
Okay, so he sits down, she's like shook because all of a sudden he's this hot guy.
Yeah, fair.
She thinks the beast was not a man, not a lesser fae. He was one of the high fae, one of their ruling nobility. Beautiful, lethal, and merciless. Okay, so I'm really trying to figure out here these distinctions between High Lord, High Fae, other Fae.
Lesser Fae.
Are all humanoid Fae High Fae?
Well, I don't think so, because there's a servant
who
I think is not a High Fae.
So she's not a High Fae.
No, but she's humanoid.
Okay, well, so then why...
Do we know immediately that he's High Fae?
That he's High Fae, and why do we know immediately?
Maybe because he's so hot.
The
implication is this man was so hot immediately. She was like, High Fae? Fucking High Fae?
I looked up the difference between High Fae and High Lords, and High Lords are just High Fae with extra abilities. That was what it said.
So he's a High Lord?
He's also a High Lord.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know if that's accurate. It's what Google told me, so you guys can tell me if that's not true. And so I was like, are all High Fae ruling nobility of some kind?
That would make sense, right? They're in, like, the royal families of...
You think?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is Alice? Like, what is she?
She's a fucking servant. I don't know.
What is she?
She's Mrs. Potts. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's literally all she is. No, I had the same question. It doesn't make any sense, because if they were like, yeah, she's like a hobgoblin, like, wobbling along, I'd be like, oh,
why didn't we make her a little weird so we could create such
clearly
more stark distinctions?
Yeah, I don't
Because then
know.
if she was like, we all know the only hot human-looking Fae are the High Fae, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, and this is like a stick lady. She's not one. I got it.
Yeah, sure, yeah. She's like some sort of stick bug. Like,
I don't know.
She's hanging up your clothes all weird.
Why not, though? Why not?
She's spindly. She's not the High
What
Fae.
is the impulse? I get the impulse to make the High Fae and all the, like, romantic interest type characters human-ish.
Sure, yeah.
But I don't really understand all your other cast. Wouldn't you be like, hell yeah, I can, like, turn them into whatever the fuck I want?
Monsteroid type. Yeah, of course. It's an easy out.
I guess,
but now you gotta do a magic caste system.
Well, we're already doing that, aren't we?
Yeah, but, like, now they're just humans and in the caste system. So now it's just like, all right, I guess some fairies are better than others, aren't they?
I think, but I guess that's true either way.
Yeah, and the other one, it says something special about the humanoid shape.
The human
and now
spirit,
it's just like, they just have magic and do the same shit as humans.
They're just stronger, magically.
Yeah. And that makes them more beautiful.
And of a certain bloodline, I think.
So it seems, but I guess magic and bloodlines go together.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it is more like this is so mainstream and it had such mainstream success that maybe she is correct that to not get too fucking wild because certain people are just gonna be like, oh, I'm checking out now. I can't picture things like that.
That's true.
And so, them all being humans with pointy ears allowed for a wider audience to go like, I can picture that.
Everyone wants to fuck the elves. That's the truth.
Of course.
They just do. Legolas
Why, you want to fuck Alice?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Tamlin, the beast, now man, is wearing an exquisite golden mask with emeralds.
As you can see. Bedazzled with emeralds and whirling leaf patterns.
Yeah, whatever. That's
whatever.
Good
Close enough.
Same colors. She says, some absurd high-fae fashion, no doubt.
Why would she have this opinion?
I don't know. I get really annoyed throughout the whole chapter. She
makes 3 separate comments about the masks. And it's like...
That seems like the least of the things you'd be, like, wondering about.
It's cueing the audience in to wonder about them.
100%.
Instead of just being like, I'm terrified. I'm in, like, the predator's house. And, like, they're gonna eat me, probably. And they're all dressed like animals. And they are animals. I'm not worried about what they're wearing on their face that much. I'm not thinking about it. And I'm not snidely thinking about it.
You might think about it once. I don't think you'd be constantly like, what's up with the masks? What's up with the masks?
Is it fashion or are they doing it for some sort of political reason? Like, what? I don't know. I'm not thinking about it at all. This man turned into a lion and back in front of my eyes.
Outside of Feyre, what was your reaction to the masks? Were you like...
I think it's kind of lame.
Okay.
But it's also, I get it at the same time. I feel like I remember either you saying something, I've read something, there's some sort of curse or something going on, which is fine. That's a fine plot line. I don't care about that. I don't think that's bad.
Which I don't remember what the explanation is that is the thing we've cursed, why we've cursed them with that. I'm going to need it to be a pretty good explanation because this is a really random
It doesn't seem to inconvenience anyone that much. It just seems to be like, wouldn't that be funny?
Which, like, it's
It's kind of fey.
It's kind of camp.
Yes.
In a way. So
but I'm going to need it to be camp.
If the right person does it with the right attitude, I think I could get into it.
I'm going to need, like, goofy Jafar to roll in here and be like, how are the masks fitting, boys? And then you're just like, oh, shit, he would do that. That guy's such a trickster. Like, Loki's coming in like, oh, is it sweaty on your face? Yeah, Tamlin. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I was so conflicted because I was like, it adds, like, some sexy mystique. Everyone likes masquerade. Like, I feel like she was just like...
Everyone likes masquerade masks.
You know how it's so sexy when you go to the masquerade and everybody's in the masks? And she was just like, how do I get them in these fucking masks?
How do I bake them permanently in the mask? Come on.
Well, here we are. But yeah, some other part of me was like, this is kind of goofy. He's also wearing a baldric.
I don't have one.
With his outfit, and she notes that his outfit seems to be made more for fighting than fashion.
Okay.
And then she thinks not just one of the high fae, but a warrior too. Okay. What does it matter? This man can just apparently crush your bones with magic.
With
Who cares?
his mind. But yeah, I don't know. She seems to be impressed by warriors, which...
She does. You're right.
No one in her family is militaristic. There's no army in town.
She clearly...
Where is she getting this from?
That's a good question.
Cradle songs, probably, but...
Oh, soldier boy, keep marching on. Yeah. So...
I want to keep going. I know.
Listen, this is the fucking punishment. Every time Sarah brings up that there was a childhood song about something, we have to sing the song. We should have started doing that from the beginning. So there is some consistent characterization here where, like, okay, she does seem to hate fashion because I think of how much she hates Nesta and Elaine. She thinks it is so stupid.
There's a line in here.
Yes.
And I kind of like that line.
I know. I don't know. I'm conflicted. And that's why she's impressed that he has a practical outfit on. She's like, just like me.
Yeah. Maybe he has to hunt and be the mask one.
Like, actually.
Literally,
though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, someone else needs to do the man's work.
The beast man tells her to eat, and she's, like, inching closer to the door, thinking she can run out. This is when I really felt done with this girl.
Yeah.
She's like, I might be able to run away and get away from him by chucking some of those pretty pieces of hallway furniture in his path to slow him down. Are you crazy right now?
You are literally too weak to run. We just talked about this.
Yes.
You couldn't run outside, but now you're going to run through the house too. You're going to knock over furniture. You're going to run faster than this man who jumped the entire staircase?
Yeah, I know. Like, I was just like, come on. Like, I get it. We want our main character to have a little bit of...
There's a difference. Moxie and whatever this
is like
not the same.
This is absolute
Delulu town.
Stupidity.
Yeah, this is just delusional, like, self-importance.
Yeah, it doesn't make me like her. So then she says, who are you? And he says, sit. Well, you say sit, eat.
Sit, eat.
We'll see.
There you go.
We'll see.
There you go. And you know what happens? You sit.
I would.
And you should eat.
I would. She says, it's not worth it. Easing my ravenous hunger was definitely not worth the risk of being enslaved to him, mind and soul. Why would you use the exact same wording you just used?
I can't understand it. I never will understand it. I get it in the first draft where you don't want to think of how to rephrase
Correct.
it. But when you get back around to it, fucking
just
change
think of a
it.
new thing.
It's a page later. We don't want to read that again.
Like, you could be like, the idea of this man having full control over me once I've eaten the food, like, sent shivers up my spine. And it would be like, whatever, that's a different way of saying it. You said it different.
That's it. You did it. Now you did it twice, but you didn't fucking say the exact same words.
She, doesn't go to eat the food. He growls again.
Unless you'd rather faint.
It's not safe. And then he huffed a laugh, more feral than anything.
I don't know.
He says the food is safe for her to eat. And that's the thing. If she really does think that the truth thing is real.
Yeah.
And she never says, like, she never questions, like, is that not true? I would ask him, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. If she really thinks he has to tell the truth, why is she not just like, what will happen to me if I eat the food?
Just ask.
Will I be enslaved to you? Yeah, I like that, from like a sexy standpoint, we're like really honing in on the beastliness thing. We said those strange green eyes pinned me to the spot as if he could detect every muscle in my body that was priming to bolt. So I liked the like prey predator.
Of course. And we're getting a couple of those throughout the whole so we talked about the him searching her body for the knife and how that upset her. We got we're pinning with the eyes, the growling, the sit, all those things that are very like dominant and masculine and whatever, this whole thing that he's putting out. And there's little bits that I did like of like her not quite yet but weakening a little to the idea of him. There was a description when he's sitting there, she's like thinking of him as a warrior and all this. She says she hadn't seen sun like that for months, like coming in behind him and like he was like looking like radiant. And I'm like, that's cool. Like,
there are certain like romantic tropes that I think are done well. I don't know, it's like cliche, the like Beauty and the Beast dynamic,
sure,
but like I think she's having fun with it. It feels like I'm having fun. I like it,
definitely.
So he's like, I'm not your jailer, you can leave and go wherever you want in Prithian. She says, while every inch of this place was civilized, clean, and beautiful, I had to get out, had to get back. That promise to my mother, cold and vain as she was all I had. Okay, Sarah, you've created a crazy juxtaposition with this palace, this garden, this land, and where she came from, right?
Don't call it a hovel.
Sorry,
just don't call it a hovel, okay?
No.
She's sensitive about
her
that.
Cabin.
There you go. Cottage even.
Yeah, okay,
right?
Her
cottage. Core cottage,
Yeah,
her
right.
poverty core cottage,
So
it's giving nothing because it doesn't have anything to give. Keep going.
Okay, Sarah created such a crazy, like it's not like she came from like somewhere a little worse, but like not that bad. Or it's not like when she went there, this place was like good and bad, or like, I know it is, but like for the most part, just it's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
in comparison.
obviously,
And so what would create actual, like what to me would feel like an actual dilemma would be that huge of a shift, and she loves her family, right?
Yes.
So now it's like, of course I want to stay because I'm poor and starving all the time, but I love my family. What do I do? Now that's a fucking conflict, okay? When you've made that big of a disparity and you've made it that she hates the person she even made the promise to, and she hates the people she's keeping the promise for, it starts to feel ridiculous. It starts to be difficult to empathize with. You start to just be like, what's wrong with you?
It feels like some sort of like, I took my main character and I built them around the concept of virtue signaling. Like, that's almost like, it's like the people reading this need to latch on to like, they're better than other people, and they will suffer infinitely for a random promise I made to my mom on her deathbed that like she had no business making to me, and she was honestly kind of a bitch to me her whole life and a bad person. Blah blah blah.
But like,
according to what we've read so far.
And I just think the story would be more compelling if that was her struggle. Like, her struggle was, like, I love my family. Or, like, it's a little complicated, but for the most part, I love them.
I love them. We're struggling. My dad is truly, like, just handicapped.
Yeah.
Me and my sister are, like, doing everything we can to make it work, and we just barely do. And now that I'm not there, she's gonna, like...
I guess it's because we need her to ultimately stay. And it would be, like... too selfish of a choice to make if they were just go give them some. You can resolve this easily. Just go give them, be like, I love my family, I need to get back to them. That's why she keeps trying to escape. We understand, because we're like, oh my god, the love of your sisters and your father.
The beast lets Belle go. You even have that template.
And then just give them money so she can stay and be happy with him and no guilt, and everyone's good.
Move him into a cabin.
Right, that's what property. I mean. Like, I don't get what is...
Fix Dad's leg with your magic. I don't know.
Other than being like, evil stepsisters, was there a good reason to have them be this shitty?
I don't know.
Okay. Someone new comes in the room. Red hair. He bows to the beast man. And he doesn't seem to have noticed Feyre up against the wall. And he says, well...
Well, what?
Is Andros dead then? You nod.
An ash arrow. The treaty summons led me to the mortal. I gave her safe haven.
A girl, a mortal, actually killed Andros.
And the summons found the girl responsible. The treaty's magic brought me right to her doorstep.
That was good.
It was good?
Yeah. Then the stranger whirled with fluid grace. I love that.
Yeah.
There he goes. And he's wearing a bronze fox mask.
Hell yeah.
Concealing all but the lower half of his face, with what looked like a wicked slashing scar from his brow down to his jaw. He also has a missing eye with a golden orb in his place that like moves around, and you get the sense he can see through it. Then we get like a little horny moment. Tamlin like puts a little claw out, and he's like running it along the rim of his goblet.
Of course,
and she's trying to keep her breath steady. So like I love a like threatening, I'm responding scared, but like the whole thing has like an erotic tension to it moment.
Sure. And when two large, threatening, powerful men make flamboyant gestures while like staring in a direction.
Literally two giant, sexy men standing there, powerful, but talking of you
and without like addressing you. This thing.
She looks at Lucien and she's basically like, oh, I can understand why his ugly scarred face needs a mask.
Oh my god, yeah, that was crazy.
Okay. And then she's like, maybe Tamlin is wearing it out of solidarity. That is a really weird conclusion to come to.
That's extremely weird.
So Lucien says, well, now we're stuck with that. Meaning Feyre, thanks to your useless mercy, and you've ruined, and then he gets cut off because Feyre is like, I'm not gonna be talked about like that. And she doesn't say anything, but she steps forward.
She goes on her little rant internally when Lucien's like kind of mocking her and calling him a bastard.
She's calling him a bastard.
She's calling Lucien a bastard, and she's like, I wish I had another ash arrow. I'd put it in his face, basically. And it's like, she did, in fact, just murder a sentient, apparently very important being.
Yeah.
And then skinned him alive and sold his skin in market and has not dealt with any of the emotional repercussions of what that is. And I hope that she does at some point. But I'm wondering, none of it's hitting her right now.
Yeah. Unlike Terry Goodkind, she will have some feelings about.
You got to have a lot of feelings about. She's going to be having sex with these people and like loving them. And then you not only killed one on accident, I understand, and you were starving and it was a wolf, but you did skin a man alive.
I mean, yeah.
It's very intense for her to immediately be like, this looks like a man.
I know. I don't know why. I think if you really have been conceptualizing them as these, like, monstrous beast creatures, this whole experience in this chapter, I think internally would be constantly trying to be like, I don't know what to do because they seem so human. It's freaking me out that they're so normal.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right,
able to put even together like, regular dudes right now.
Able to talk to each other very cordially. Like, they're being rude to her, but they're not being like, rip her clothes off and slam her in a closet.
Nor are they like acting like aliens. Like, she totally gets what they're doing. It's not even like culturally she's lost. Like,
that's what I mean. I think you would be a little shook, like, oh, fuck. I totally didn't understand what was going on over here. Don't necessarily trust them 100% or like them, but like, it's very different than what I thought, which is now concerning to me. So after Lucien says that they're stuck with Feyre thanks to Tamlin's mercy, Feyre's like, I'm not, in her head, like, I'm not going to be spoken about like that. And then she
takes like one step forward and then doesn't say anything.
And so Lucien asked if she liked killing their friend. Did you hesitate, or was the hatred in your head riding you too hard to consider sparing him? It must have been so satisfying for a small mortal thing like you to take him down. Again, I feel like she needs to lean a little bit more on, like, why was he a wolf, you guys? I didn't think he was a fairy. Like, just double down on it.
Why was he hunting in a dangerous area like that?
There is a reason.
Okay. Well,
there is a reason.
So, yeah, he hits her with all that, and then he just goes, anyway.
Anyway, perhaps there's a way to...
Lucien, behave.
So then Lucien bows deeply to Feyre.
This is one of the sickest burns.
Wow, you love this?
Around.
Okay, yeah.
This is such a good burn to say to somebody.
He says, my apologies, lady. I'm Lucien, courtier and emissary. Your eyes are like stars and your hair like burnished gold. You love that.
Fucking rips. What a rude bitch. Are you kidding me?
It's really rude. Yeah, okay. So, Lucien's cooking right now. This is the first thing that we've come
top
upon.
Tier right now. Yeah.
Other than the mercenary, this is the first thing we've come upon that we said, like, oh, this is fun. Yeah. This is good. And I guess Tamlin being a big beast.
We liked that.
We liked that too.
Everybody likes that.
And Tamlin tells Lucien her name is Feyre. And then he tells her to go to her room with Alice to bathe and change her clothes, which Feyre is like, I couldn't decide if that was an insult or not. I'm just like, I mean, you have...
I can't.
You have to.
You have been poor for a decade, and then you have just rode for 2 days on a horse. Take a fucking bath. I don't even understand.
It's like,
you are dirty, girl.
What part of you doesn't want to take the bath?
And if Tamlin's not dirty, it's because he's got fucking magic.
Right. Here comes Alice, a rotund brown-haired woman wearing a simple brass bird mask and a white apron over a homespun brown dress.
Wow.
I think you get the image.
Yep.
She takes her arm. They leave the room.
Just Mrs. Potts. Keep going.
And Feyre is like, the masks have to be some sort of trend then if the servants are wearing them.
I'm done with it.
Yeah, this is the line where it's like, okay, if they care so much about clothes, if they care about clothes so much that they care about what their servants wear, maybe they're shallow and vain enough for me to deceive. That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I like that type of thinking.
Well, especially like when you are thinking of it in this like fairy way where you're like, because like eventually it becomes it's kind of obvious here. It becomes obvious they're not really like fae in this traditional like you can trick them, you can this sense. Like they're just people, they're just guys, they're just men.
They're just hot guys.
There's hot men,
just hot guys.
But when you're thinking in that like fae type way.
Yeah.
Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I do think this is part of her, like, hatred of her sisters, that she is like, oh, look, anybody who loves clothes too much is a dumb idiot who I'm better than. Then we get this, like, lore dump setting up the mystery. So, although she's, like, walking away with Alice, and she hears a lot of this conversation between Tamlin
I guess this
and
table's,
Lucien.
like, fucking really long. Like, they're
but
walking past.
She was right by the door, because she was inching towards it to run away. She's, like, standing at the door.
No, she took one step forward. So
that's how she heard
all of this, yeah.
Yeah, she just hears a lot of this convo for someone who's leaving the room. So Lucien says, that's the hand the cauldron thought to deal us? She brought Andros down? We never should have sent him out there. None of them should have been out there. It was a fool's mission. And then it says, he's growling growling too, and she's wondering if he can also shapeshift, which is weird because he can't. So you're like, what does that mean?
I mean, she would wonder it. It's not her fault.
Yeah, but it sounds like she's only wondering it because of his growling, and I'm like, so are we saying the growling isn't because Tamlin's a beast? They're all doing it?
Maybe.
I thought Tamlin was just sitting around growling because he's used to being in a beast
He's
form.
a big beast, yeah.
Right.
And he's got a fox mask, so I guess it's
you would think. I think
meant to like lead you along the path
maybe
of
like trick you. I don't know.
Oh, he's a fox, and that one's gonna be a bird, and that one's gonna, I like the cauldron. I'm like, what is that?
Okay,
like,
yeah, that is some of
Is it an organization? Is it a saying? Is it a being?
These are good things to question. I will tell you, it like is important and comes back. So she's not just like dropping it
with,
and then leaving,
like the spirits or something.
No,
yeah, okay.
She's committing to that. Lucien keeps going. Maybe we should just take a stand. Maybe it's time to say enough. Dump the girl somewhere. Kill her. I don't care. She's nothing but a burden here. She'd sooner put a knife in your back than talk to you or any of us. Then Tamlin says, no, not until we know for certain that there's no other way. And as for the girl, she stays unharmed. End of discussion.
Nice.
Her life in that hovel was hell enough.
I have 10 trillion problems with this whole part.
Okay.
At the end. Why does Tamlin give a fuck about Feyre at all? Her life in that hovel was hell enough.
Yeah, why? What do you mean?
That shows so much more empathy than I am assuming Tamlin possesses.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
This man who won't even tell her his name.
I don't know.
And is just treating her like a dick right now. Actually has such a huge bleeding heart.
No, it's like he's irritated by the
murder,
the whole thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, on a larger scale has empathy.
Okay. So the human suffering is something he cares about.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So this is like a pet for him that he's trying to
yeah, kind of.
This is Hermione with the house elves a little bit.
Yeah, something like that.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I just hate Feyre's internal reaction to her house being called a hovel, which it is.
I know. I don't.
They slept in one bed in the bedroom together that their mom died in.
And here's the thing, it would make
like
sense for her to have that reaction if she had always been poor, but we've been shown that she wasn't, and she is also agreeing that this is uniquely bad, her situation. She feels that way.
They were starving and
I
on
guess she's
death's
just
door.
Don't you think it's just her being self-conscious, and then when she's faced with someone else viewing it who's in such a high position, she just has this urge to...
You live in an actual hovel, definitionally a hovel.
I know, I didn't really get it. She's like, yeah, I guess compared to this, he'd think it was a hovel. I'm like, I feel like you think it's a hovel.
It's a hovel compared... You described it that way.
There has to be that... I don't know. I guess I think it's just her weird defensiveness.
Prickly,
fuck you.
Don't call me poor.
Yeah.
Even in my manor, you could call my manor a hovel based on how big this house is. Much less my hovel.
Alice brings her to a lavish bedroom on the second floor. She's given a bath by Alice and some other masked servant, and they cut her hair and plucked her like a chicken being prepared for dinner.
What did this mean?
I was like, what?
Plucked what? Are we plucking off bugs? Are we plucking off hair?
I assumed hair. I was like, what? They're shaping her eyebrows?
They're doing her eyebrow. Are they plucking her armpits? What are we doing?
I don't know. I was like, they plucking her pubes out.
What are we plucking on this girl?
I don't know.
Like a chicken.
Well, I was literally the only thing I could think is her eyebrows, and I was like, so they were like, ooh, shape them, get the tweezers. I don't know, maybe.
Girl, your brows, we got to do something.
I guess they wanted to make her pretty, and they tweezed her eyebrows.
I guess. So they prim and prip her up.
It says, while these fairies also looked like humans except for their ears, I'd never learned what the High Fae called their servants. How are those two how are those two parts of the sentence related?
This happens a lot. She does this a lot where it's two sentences, a sentence is made of two seemingly disparate parts.
So while the fairies also look like humans except for their ears, she's saying, oh look, they look like humans except for their ears. I'd never learned what the High Fae, why, what do you mean while what? Why are they related?
I don't know. And she's too scared to talk to the servants who were washing her and plucking her pubes out or whatever. But she will then...
No, don't...
Okay. All right. Yeah.
No, yeah. Let's note, she refuses to ask them what their names or titles are because she's so terrified of speaking with them near her, right? She's horrified right now. Okay,
if that's
wow.
true,
She's
the rest
scared.
of this chapter will be pretty short,
Yeah,
right?
she's scared. Okay.
Yep.
She can't even ask their names. So Alice lays out a velvet turquoise dress for her.
Cringe, keep going.
And Feyre begs for her old clothes back. Okay, first of all, if you are that afraid of these women, you're like, I can't even ask them like basic information right now. I'm so scared. I think they might eat me. When they tell you to put on a completely normal piece of clothing, really nice...
She hasn't worn dresses in a while.
What part of you is like going to push back on that?
Strike one. Doesn't make any sense.
So then, like, crazy. This is crazy mode. Like, basically, Alice is like, no, I'm not giving you back your old clothes. I begged again, trying my best to sound pathetic and sad and pitiful. Are you good? Like, what behavior is this?
So you're afraid these people are gonna, like, murder you, eat you, whatever, and you're trying to, like, baby girl, like, little girl them?
That is the weirdest thing
oh, please bring me back my clothes. Like she's like on the floor, like no. It's like and it's like literally shit covered rags that you're like, like please let me get back in my ripped up like fucking pantaloons.
And like again, I think this is like creating that like distinction between Nesta and their fanciful ways and Feyre, who's like now morally opposed to that. But like this is taking it to such a crazy extreme. You're not that afraid of her.
Clearly.
Right? Like you're not afraid of them if you're gonna act like
and you're
this.
like doing antics. It's not even like...
And like I know she's like throwing a little tantrum.
Which it also feels like when you reread it, I'm like in a manipulative way.
I know.
She's like, I'll get her to give him back to me if I just pretend like I'm sad.
Ew,
like, what are you talking about?
What's going on?
And you're fighting for nothing. You're fighting for garbage pants.
And so it says, I hadn't worn a dress in years, and I wasn't about to start. What is this? What is this? Tell me, girls. You guys, how many of you read this and went like, that's so me. That's just so me. Even in the face of death, I won't put a dress on because, like, I'm just so different.
Come on.
What are you saying?
Come on.
You guys you have to understand, like, we can, like...
Life scales.
Yeah, and, like, we can, like, not, you know, in our day-to-day, not love a dress, be like, I feel more comfortable wearing some more masculine clothing. And then, in a crazy situation, be like, obviously, I won't literally, like, die if I wear a dress. Yeah. You would put the dress on?
I put a dress on for this last fucking episode.
You put the dress on to be Elaine for no real reason at all.
And I haven't worn a dress in years, so...
Feyre can't put this dress on?
Come on.
Here's the thing. Once you're, like, established in this house, you're like, I have a great relationship with Tamlin. Me and Alice are cutting it up. I feel safe. By all means, be like, guys, I don't like the dresses. But
Can I wear less traditionally feminine clothes? And they probably accommodate you.
Want to convince me she was too scared to speak 3 seconds ago? She's acting like this? What is this? And so she tries to justify this away by being like, well, I want to escape, so I can't escape in a dress. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Of course you can. And let's be honest, you ain't getting out of here. Like, where are you running?
So, like, figure it the fuck out. Just put on the dress for dinner. Maybe you'll get some more clothes later.
Take a day or two. He could have killed you at any point.
I know. So she thinks about how luxurious the room is, how quiet everything is, how nice the lace on her dressing gown is. And she's like, dang, guess, like, the stories I've been hearing have been really, like, muddled over the last 500 years. It doesn't seem like they're correct at all.
Yeah.
And then she's like, unless this too is an illusion. I mean, you might have the thought.
Sure. Maybe.
But I guess if they can make illusions like this, like, you got no shot.
You're already screwed. You are screwed.
Like, there's nothing you can do in that case. Alice comes back with her disgusting clothes that are falling apart.
She says, these? You want these?
Yeah, and she's like, we tried to wash them, but they, like, literally fell apart. You want them?
The spring court does have harsh water. It's kind of unfortunate, yeah.
I clamped down on the curse building in my chest. She might be a servant, but she could easily kill me, too. Like, what are you so mad about right now?
No. So
and also, if you thought,
could not talk to her
if you
10 minutes ago.
She can kill you. You, like, fell on the floor and wailed like a baby over wearing a dress.
You were about to curse at her?
I know!
Because she's a servant?
Because your clothes are so fucked up she couldn't figure out how to clean them? Alice is like, okay, will you wear the dress now? I should get up. Mind you, she just said she could kill me. That's something she believes.
Yeah.
I should get up, should agree, but I slumped further into my seat. Like, okay,
what
so
in the fuck are you doing?
You
What
weren't
do you
that
slumped in your seat.
You weren't that scared. You can't have it both ways.
You're acting like a baby in front of this woman and like gonna kick your feet. They're being so nice to her. And you did kill one of theirs. Who
Like,
they
listen,
think
I
is
get
a
it.
person.
They're morally maybe on the back foot because they have her kidnapped.
Yeah. But the treaty demands it. So.
But it's like, this isn't even about the morality of the thing. It's just about the fact that I can't imagine that you're actually scared they're going to kill you and then also behaving this way. Because if you actually are like that petulant,
Yeah.
you have a problem.
Which I guess could be interesting if we were actually exploring that. But I know we're not.
I really don't think so.
Having a petulant main character that like...
No, I think she kind of is petulant, but I think you are supposed to find it charming, is what I'll say. And I don't.
No charm detected, Sarah. No charm found. 404, charm missing.
Like, she's supposed to be a little annoying and petulant, but I think you're supposed to be like, oh, I can relate. Like, sometimes I'm petty, too. It does not feel that way to me. Alice comes back in the room. She brings her trousers and a tunic that fit her well. A bit fancy, but I didn't complain. If you're scared they're gonna murder you, what the fuck would you complain that the tunic's a little fancy?
You've done nothing but complain.
What are you talking about?
Now you're gonna be like, can you dress it down for me a little?
She's a white shirt with a dark blue tunic with golden thread embroidered on the lapels. That sounds cool. And so then it says, it tugged at the useless part of my brain that I admired lovely and strange and colorful things. And then that is sort of related to this next part that was a little weird. What did you think about that?
I like that.
You like that?
I like that, and I think that she's all mixed up.
Yeah, right.
Because she was rich, and then she's not, and she clearly is more masculine and more, like, capable, and the bond, and all this stuff.
I'm not holding it against her that Feyre, like, you know, on a good day, wants to, like, be a little bit more masculine. Yeah. It's just, like, this is a crazy way to behave in this circumstance.
I agree. No, I totally agree with that. I think this is good, and that needed to be removed, and then Sarah needed to feel bad about even coming up with that in the first place.
Anything that has to do with being frivolous, enjoying fashion, enjoying nice
beautiful
things, Feyre thinks is bad.
Useless,
because it is
indulgent.
It's used against her when she has to be practical in real
That's
life.
True. And it's true. And that
so
is
you
sad.
would have a complex about it.
Of course. And if you're going with this story, this was the right angle. Should have focused more on this. Mm-hmm. This was a good line, though. And this is good characterization.
But, like, I feel you said in one of the other episodes, you're like, her arc is that, like, she's going to be forced to enjoy femininity.
Yeah. We're gonna bimbify Feyre at some point. Yeah.
And, like, you know, we do, but we also, like, kind of let her
wear
still
her tunics
have her,
and stuff. Yeah.
Her spunk and all of that. So then she thinks about how when they were rich, her dad had tolerated her hanging out in his office.
Which isn't the dad's characterization so far, I don't think. Like, it feels like more the mom's characterization.
Yes, no, totally. The dad's kind of, like, useless.
He's permissive. The description of his office had always been filled with the smell of spices and the music of foreign tongues. And I gotta ask, from where?
I don't know.
Who's speaking other languages in this 12 square...
They must have traveled from, like, those other continents.
Across the ocean?
Yeah.
My dude was having many different types of people from across the ocean to his little town on the like precipice of Prythian.
Yeah, I don't know. Why was his office full of exotic spices?
I don't know.
But yeah, her few happy memories in life are of that.
Great.
And
being permitted.
And then that is somehow connected to her knowing that everything in the room costs a lot of money.
Somehow.
And I was like, what did your dad sell? I don't even know I have no clue.
I don't know.
Spices?
I guess.
And so she knows that the drapes cost a lot of money now in Tamlin's room?
I don't know what to tell you. But yeah.
I just was like, this is such a strange interlude here. And like, we like tried to connect it. We're like, and that's how I knew that bedding costs a lot of money.
Like, she was rich. You don't need to tell me that the time she learned that cost money was being in her dad's office.
I don't know. This is the only part so far that hit me in a way of emotionality, character-wise, where she says she's thinking about how many days it's been and kind of like counting how low the venison is, and she feels upset to think about her family running out of food. And I was like, that's the only description so far, the way she said it, what she said, that I was like, I get that. Like, I feel that in my chest, that feeling of like, oh my God, like, I'm in this like amazing room and like I'm picturing that horrible little house and like they're running out of food. Like, she could have just,
I know,
kept it so much more that than like, my word, it's the only thing I have is my word. I just like, what are you saying?
My bond.
Yeah, picture poor Elaine like rolling on the floor with her stomach empty and like losing her hair, and I'll be like, oh my God, I kind of see. Maybe that's scary. You should go. And then it just made me like them a little bit more. And then I'd really be like, oh my God, despite the beauty and wonder over here and the hot men, you should go.
Definitely.
Alice brushes and braids her hair. She's like, oh, you're just skin and bones. And then Feyre says, winter does that to poor mortals. And I kind of get her chip on her shoulder about that, right? And like, that's what annoys me. There's these little things in here. You're like, that makes sense.
Yep.
That's reasonable to be a little bitch about.
Yeah, because
like,
it also is like a pitiable statement, right? Like, it's like, she's talking from, it's like, okay, thanks for kicking me while I'm down.
Yeah, like,
just so you know.
Exactly. Like,
I was down.
I don't know if you guys know what's going on down there, but like, we are starving. Maybe you guys could help or something. Whatever. I get that.
You got $1 million curtains.
Then I just don't understand this transition. She says you're skin and bones.
No idea.
Feyre says, yeah, when you're starving, when it's winter in the mortal lands, you starve. Then Alice laughs and says...
Anyway.
She goes, if you're wise, you'll keep your mouth shut and your ears open. Why the fuck did we go? Why are we here now?
She's just telling her, like, stop clapping back like that. You gotta start listening, girl.
I guess that's why.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that Feyre's been so insolent and, like, petty and bad. Alice clapping back at her, being like, you need to keep your mouth shut, little girl, because you're gonna be in trouble, should have come when Feyre said something that was actually ridiculous.
Yep.
Like complaining about the dress, complaining about anything else. This moment now makes Alice seem like a weird sociopath because it's the first thing that Feyre has said that is actually like upsetting. And if you have any empathy, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And now she takes the opportunity. And I know that we're supposed to like Alice, okay? I know long-term we're supposed to like her. So it's weird to make her say it now and not before.
Well, I think she's given her practical advice before shipping her back out.
No, because Feyre's saying, yes, I was starving. And she goes, you know what?
Yeah, there's really no excuse for the laugh.
That's a weird, like, she wasn't like, I'm so sorry, but here's a word of advice. Blah, blah, blah. She's saying it's going to do more good here than a loose tongue. Keep your wits about you. Even your senses will try to betray you here.
We just keep going.
Oh, we keep going.
In the weirdest, this is the weirdest rant.
She says, yeah, some folks are going to be upset about Andris. And he was a good sentinel, but he knew what he faced when he crossed that wall. He knew he'd find trouble. They understand the terms of the treaty, even if they resent your presence. Keep your head down. Lucien can do with someone snapping at him if you've got the courage for it.
Like,
I don't know. What? We're all over the place. I don't know why.
What is the magical caste system? Can you just be snarky to like your god? Like Tamlin's kind of like in charge of the realm, right? And Lucien's maybe in charge of another realm. They're high fae, right? Like the tip top of fae, at least near the upper echelon. And this girl has the bronze mask and is a servant. And she's like, yeah, roast that guy.
I guess she's trying to be like, that is the vibe. Like, you kind of are allowed. But also, also don't talk back. I don't know. So Feyre's like, I don't have the courage to clap back at him. But you did have the courage to throw a fit about the dress.
Yes.
Okay. And then she wants to ask more questions to Alice. But Alice already has opened the door and is
But just
leaving.
like a good D&D game, we're railroaded back into
we go.
Into the dining room.
And that's the end of the chapter.
Wow. Now listen, the masks kind of comfy after a while.
I like the masks. Okay, so you wouldn't mind being cursed, is what you're saying.
I didn't say that. Do you think it's like part of their face? Or like, are they sweating perpetually under the mask?
I think they might be sweating.
That sucks. That's a curse.
I enjoyed being Tamlin and Lucien this time.
Me too.
I don't know.
This wig is fantastic.
I know. I do really like that wig, actually.
I'm wearing this to the Ren Fair or something.
We really only do the costumes when a brand new character / costume has arrived on the scene, or like a big event has happened and we feel we need to be the character for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if next chapter they're still wearing the same little thing and no one new shows up, we will be normal.
Yeah, we wear normal clothes sometimes.
I feel like nobody else really shows up for a while now.
All right. Then we can rock
We might be
t-shirts
normies for a bit. Thank you guys so much for joining again. We're having a good time.
We are.
As rude as we're being.
This is how we show love and appreciation for things, exactly. I think. So it's
what you don't want is for us to not care.
Yeah, if I had less to say, that's probably worse.
That's definitely worse.
Yeah.
Unless it's because it's so extraordinarily good, I almost don't know what to say.
Sure.
But
that would have a very different tone.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. So anyway, high Fae and
low
those
Fae.
Bound body and soul and mind and heart alike.
Yeah.
Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.